Hello, hello. The late night miscellaneous stream. After the Grammys, after party. More like a slumber party because it is late and past my bedtime. But I just watched the Grammys 2025 and it was such a fun show. I'm still kind of like processing it all. A lot of unexpected things happened, but also some expected, so I'm excited to talk about it. Honestly, I'm late. I was supposed to start live streaming at 10:30, and then the stupid broadcast kept going and going, and it ended close-ish to 11, and then my freaking PowerPoint wouldn't load for some reason on Google Slides, so my Google Slides were being very uncooperative. And yeah, you can obviously tell my bias tonight for the Grammys, but I'm very happy with how the Angel fandom ended up after tonight. I think we're in a good spot. So, welcome to the Miscellaneous channel After Dark. I'm glad you're here, and let's get into the Grammys 2025. Welcome to the Miscellaneous channel. I'm Zeleny. I typically cover TV, pop culture, internet trends, and other miscellaneous things. So subscribe if that's your vibe. I did that so out of order, but I am still reeling from everything. Also, it's so late at night that I did not put on makeup. So let's just say I'm paying homage to Miss XEX. But also let's just say I can't even read your chats very well because I can't see from far away and I need glasses. Yeah, okay, so what just happened? The crowd screaming A minor sent me laughing. Was that Alicia Keys? Something? So much happened. Okay, let's get into it. First, I want to talk about awards. Then I'll get into performances. Then fashion. I don't know how I'm going to cover all this. It's a lot. But I'm excited. This is the year of the pop girlies. What a fun night for pop music. I don't know. I'm just so glad that so many women were celebrated. And even though they didn't win some of the big four categories, I think the performances and everything were so elevated and so good and so exciting. Billie not winning any awards makes me really sad. I agree with that. There were some like snubs that I was not expecting. So let me get into awards first. Okay, glasses were a bad idea. So we had 9 televised categories. I am going to talk about the 9 in the order that they were awarded, and then I'm going to talk about some of the pop electronic award categories that weren't televised. As far as any other genres, I'm sorry, that is not my place. I'm a pop music stan, so this stream and this coverage might not be totally geared for, the country fans, the rap fans, the R&B fans. Like, I know pop music very, very well, but that's about it. So a lot of the big 9 were, or a lot of the televised categories were pop related, but not all of the winners, I guess. A lot of them are more like genre bending, like they include all genres because they're like the big categories. But the first category awarded was Best Rap Album, and although I was not familiar with these albums very much, I am familiar with Doechii because she was, I have heard of her before this, but she was just recently a guest judge on Drag Race, and I was very impressed by her. She's gorgeous, first of all. And second, like, they did one of her songs for the lip sync, and I had heard a lot of great things about her album, The Alligator Bites Never Heal, which won Best Rap Album. I've heard so many good things about it. I'm just not much of a rap listener, and I prefer, like, if it's going to be rap, it needs to be popified for me. But the lip sync song that they chose was so good of hers, and it made me want to, like, listen to her a bit. And so I'm excited that she won, that a woman won. She shouted out in her speech that she was the third woman to win this, which is crazy out of, the entire history. So I'm so happy for that. And I was rooting for, like, all the girlies in all the categories. So I was very happy to see that. And she's gorgeous. Face card lethal. I don't know about these other nominees. I mean, it's a lot of, Eminem and, like, J. Cole. It's, like, names that have been around. So, I was happy for a newcomer, too, because she was also in Best New Artist. So it's really fierce. You should watch her performances on Stephen Colbert's show. Thank you, Burku, for letting me know. I'm going to check that out. Because, I want to get more into her. She's been really cool, and on interviews, she's really cool. Love Doechii. Congratulations to her. This is a great, great win. Historic, too. Like, that's crazy. Okay, next, Best Pop Vocal Album. This was a category I was so nervous about because it kind of felt like there's so many Album of the Year nominees here that I was like, okay, whoever wins is going to be the big competitor in Album of the Year. So I was like, okay, if Taylor wins, then she's coming. If Billie wins, she's coming. If Chapel wins, she's coming for the Album of the Year. And Sabrina Carpenter won with Short and Sweet, which, honestly, I would have been happy for anyone in this category, aside from probably Taylor. I love that they're all women, so, like, a woman would win no matter what. A main pop girl would win no matter what. So I love that. But Taylor has just won so much, and compared to her other wins and other albums that have won big, I don't think Tortured Poets made as much of an impact. Like, I know maybe one song from it, the one about the tour, and You Could Do It With a Broken Heart, that's kind of boppy, but all the other ones, and that one wasn't even nominated for stuff. So I don't know. Even Midnights, which I didn't find, like, that exciting, I knew some of the songs because they were, like, always on the radio, like Antihero and Karma, and those songs. Like, I could sing you songs from Midnights despite never streaming it myself. So from Tortured Poets, it's not quite the same. So anyway, I would have been really happy for anyone to win. Ariana, this is a big thing. She kind of, like, boycotted the Grammys this year because they snubbed her quite a bit on this Eternal Sunshine album. And, like, for Cynthia Erivo to be at the Grammys and Ariana not be there, like, clinging on to her, like, Ariana's mad at the Grammys, I'm pretty sure. And yeah, this album was very beloved and a very interesting album for her. Like, I find it way more interesting than, like, Positions or, I mean, I guess she's had bigger eras, but I don't know, it was just, like, a cool album, so it was surprising. It did get some noms, but only in the pop categories. And she was like, I'm not having that, and I'm not showing up. Because, the Grammys would, like, use her being there, her attendance, as, like, a big draw for people to show up and watch it. So she knows that power, and she's like, I'm not giving you promo by just my presence being there. So I don't know, can't blame her. But anyway, okay, so Sabrina won this category, Short and Sweet. I think this is very well deserved. I'm so glad she had a moment to go up there and give an award speech, because she had a lot of nominations and she did not win in the Big Four. So I'm really glad she got this moment, and she's had a huge year. This is like her 6th album or something. Like, she's had so many albums, or 5th album, something like that. So she's been around forever, since she was, like, a kid. This album was huge. Her tour was huge. Like, this was her year and her moment. And she had, like this stacked Best New Artist category, and Chappell Roan kind of had that one in the bag. So I felt bad that like Sabrina was maybe not going to get a moment, but then she got this. So I was really happy for her. And I think it's deserved. I mean, short and sweet. It's not like my favorite kind of music at all. Like, it's not an album I listen to. But it is very like top 40 friendly. It's very like wide reaching as an album, and like the songs are everywhere, multiple songs from them. Espresso's there, Please Please Please, like it had these standout moments in the song. So good for her. So happy. A pop girly was gonna win no matter what in this category, but I'm so glad it's like someone who hadn't won before. That also makes it like extra special. Like for Taylor, Billie, Ariana, they've won before, so it's kind of like they deserve recognition too when they're doing good work. But something about the underdog and like the first timers, I'm like, oh, Sabrina Chappell, yay, getting something. Okay. Next category. Okay, Best Country. Not going to spend a lot of time here, obviously, but Cowboy Carter won, and this was a good foreshadowing. So in my mind, if an album wins their genre category, that means they're top contender for Album of the Year. And that was the case, which we'll get to that, but that was the case here. So I was like, okay, short and sweet, Cowboy Carter, and Brat, because it won in Best Dance Electronic. Those are the top 3 for Album of the Year, hopefully, I'm assuming, based on them winning their genre categories. So yeah, Cowboy Carter won. Sorry to Casey Musgraves. I know Deeper Well was kind of overshadowed this past year. I don't listen to her music, but I've heard good things about that album. And she's a country darling. So yeah, I mean, I'm so glad Cowboy Carter got its flowers, and just Beyonce got her flowers, so overdue, and we're gonna get to that, but this is exciting. Also, I think she's the first Black woman to win the Best Country Album category. Not surprising, but so exciting. And and it was a very like, I don't know, impactful album, like genre, like disrupting album. And it's fierce. So happy for Beyonce. So happy for the Cowboy Carter stans. I'm way more of a Renaissance stan, but this is for Renaissance. This is for Lemonade. This is for, this is for all of that. Okay, Best New Artist. This race was so tight. And I was like, I was pretty sure it was going to go to Chappell. But then she was losing in some of the categories, and I was like, is it going to go to Chappell? And Sabrina makes kind of like Grammy-friendly music to me. So does Chappell, honestly. But I was worried the Grammys would be kind of scared to put Chappell on the mic, honestly, because she's been so vocal about just social justice issues, and she's kind of like very anti-media training. She's not afraid to like be diva-ish or like play into this persona where she's like calling out the photographers on the red carpet and all that. So I don't know. I was kind of, once I was watching the awards, I was like, oh my God, are they going to get scared to award Chappell Roan? But I feel like this was such a no-brainer, even though this category is stacked. I mean, it's crazy. Like, I feel like some years the Best New Artist category is just kind of like, no one is like that mainstream sometimes. And then some years it's like, oh my God, so many of these people are like so mainstream and in your face. And this year was big time one of those years. And like, I think Chappell and Sabrina were the front runners here, but you have Doechii in that category, who was won Best Rap Album, and like career-wise has gotten a lot of momentum. You had Benson Boone, who's out there, taking off his shirt and flipping and singing this song that sounds really Christian. Like, I don't know about Benson Boone, but I don't know, people are into him. And then Shabuzi has this song that's been #1 for a million weeks. on the charts. So I was like, oh my God, like, even though Sabrina and Chapel, it was kind of their battle here, I was like, oh, there's a lot of big categories, and their performances were all very fun at the Grammys. I enjoyed that. But Chapel deserved Best New Artist. She just has like a newer feel to me too than Sabrina. Like, I know both Sabrina and Chapel have been at this for like a decade at this point, like working on their careers. But this was Chapel Roan's debut album, I believe. I don't know, Chapel fans, whatever y'all are called. Do people, I feel like fandoms don't have names anymore. I don't know what the Chapel Roaners are called, but the chaperones. Like, Midwest Princess was her debut album, like, full proper album, whereas Sabrina has had many albums. So Sabrina doesn't feel as Best New Artist-y to me, because she's been around. But they both have, like, Chapel Roan has also been, like, she was signed and then dropped, so she's had a long music journey too. So I don't know, but Chapel Roan just feels a little bit more Best New Artist embodied to me. But she's great, exciting. I'm glad she also got her moment on the mic. Oh my God. I'm getting sad that Charlie never got a moment, but we'll get to that. Okay, I couldn't find a graphic for Best Latin Pop Album, but Shakira won, which this was an album that kind of like missed me a little bit, even though I did really like the single, the one where she's like calling out Piqué and like, you left me with the suegra and all these things. She performed it when she performed on the show. That song is a bop. But I'm glad for her. Her performance ate. Like, she's out here still eating up the girlies that are like 20 years younger than her. It's kind of crazy. Okay. Best pop duo. Oh my. Okay, this is kind of wild. So I'm a Little Monster. Okay, also we haven't even covered all the Little Monster updates. We'll get to that. But so my queen out of nowhere. Okay, it's not okay. No. So for this category, I was like, okay, I think Guess has a really good chance because Billie Eilish is there, and it's Brat, and I was like, the Grammys will eat this up. And then Die With a Smile came out late last year, and I was like, oh. And then it started doing really good, and it was number one for so long. And its numbers are just so good. It's on the radio all the time. So I was like, oh shit. I think Die With a Smile is a contender here. And lo and behold, Die With a Smile is like such Grammy bait. And I say that as like a Little Monster. Don't take away my Little Monster card, please. Stan card. But Die With a Smile is like very Grammy bait. And they fell for it hook, line, and sinker for sure. And I think edged out Guess. I mean, also, I think Levi's Jeans had a good chance as well. Because I feel like they also like Post Malone, and Cowboy Carter won so much. I feel like that was probably second, probably. Like, I want to believe it's Guess, but I think Levi's Jeans has a chance. Or had a big chance. But Die With a Smile is just like, the Grammys couldn't help it. They couldn't help it. It's a ballad. It's two legacy artists that the Grammys enjoy. The Grammys love Bruno Mars, and so does the public. The streaming numbers, like, I don't think the Grammys love Lady Gaga. Like, they like her, but I don't know if they love her. But they like her enough. And then plus Bruno, it was just like, the Grammys could not help themselves. They were like, take it, you win. So yeah, it's not my kind of song, even though it's my queen. And I'll take it because this means now Mayhem is a Grammy-winning album already before it even comes out. But I kind of feel like how the Swifties might feel sometimes, where Taylor has won before in categories where they maybe were rooting for someone else or someone else felt more deserved. Because these are some good contenders. Even The Boy Is Mine, that's a huge song, but Ariana's not having it, so she did not even show. But yeah, I was a little sad for, I mean, not that guess. Justice for a Girl, so confusing though, with Lorde, because to me that, if I'm awarding the Miscellanies Grammy, like, best pop duo group performance is Girl So Confusing featuring Lorde, obviously, because that is the collab of the century. Anyway, okay, I'm getting, let's move on. Okay, we're getting into the big four now. Are we? Well, I guess we already did one big four. It was Best New Artist. They didn't do them in order. Oh my god. It's a man. No. Not a man. Yeah, so, you know, all respect to Kendrick Lamar. I was just rooting for the girlies on this one. I was kind of worried the AI Beatles song would win, which I would not. That was probably in my last place out of these songs. But I do recognize the impact of Not Like Us. It was huge on the charts. It had a huge cultural impact, like, not in any of my circles, but I feel like the men I knew in my life were into it. We're very into the, it was about the beef, right? The Not Like Us was like the big song that came out of the Drake Kendrick Lamar beef, and that was a big drama. Like, the men were fighting this past year, and they were fighting with art, which is fierce. I prefer fighting with art. I know nothing about it, so can't say much. In this category, I thought Espresso had it in the bag, to be honest. And if not, I was like, maybe Birds of a Feather, or maybe Good Luck Babe. Because also, I find it tragic Good Luck Babe didn't walk away with anything, just because that song is so powerful. Like, maybe not record of the year, but song of the year too. I mean, I just can't speak to Not Like Us. And, you know, Kendrick writes, like, it's, rap is very heavily written. Like, there's a lot of writing to it. So for song of the year, it makes sense. I don't know for record of the year. I don't know how it sounds, but I don't know. I'm like, Birds of a Feather, and it's huge, but it's quite simple as a song. So I'm okay. I mean, it's sad for Billie not to walk away with anything. I would have given her, like, best dance pop recording with L'amour de ma vie, because I loved that song. But also that category was stacked with songs that are all on my playlist, because that's the genre I listen to. Dia says, I was fully convinced Texas Hold'em or Espresso was going to win. Yeah, and Texas Hold'em is another one that now, in retrospect, with Cowboy Carter winning so much, I'm surprised Texas Hold'em did not pick up record or song. Because that's also a bop. Like, I don't even like country, and I don't listen to that much of Cowboy Carter, but that was one I was, bopping to. I mean, I also live in Texas, so it was big here. But even though she says this ain't Texas, it was very big in Texas. But yeah, anyway, I guess a man, he had to win some. A man had to win some. And if it's going to be a man, at least it's Kendrick Lamar, who is a very, like, respected artist and reputable. I don't know. I don't know that he's, like, a very controversial figure or anything, so whatever. And then kind of hand in hand, Song of the Year was also Not Like Us, which for this, I was really thinking, honestly, when when the category came up, I was like, oh my God, is it going to be Die With a Smile again? I can't handle the hate as a little monster. Like, I'm scared. Like, I was like, not Die With a Smile, but then Not Like Us got announced, and I was like, okay, I'd rather Die With a Smile than this. But I just don't know Kendrick Lamar's music, so I can't really judge. But yeah, like, I also thought Please, Please, Please might get something here, because it's like very songwriting-y, and it's like very cheeky in how it's written. Again, I thought Birds of a Feather might be here, because I feel like the production is simple, but the lyrics are kind of deep and emotional, so maybe that. Good Luck Babe, to me, like, writing-wise is so brilliant. And it's, like, something you don't hear that much about, like, just very explicitly gay. Yeah, Tuka Ken says, I thought Chapel would win this one. Like, as far as production goes, I don't think Good Luck Babe is anything crazy new, but songwriting, it's so deep and impactful, and it's like changed so many lives. Like, people have realized and come out of the closet, like come to terms with their sexuality with the song. Like, I don't know, I was surprised by this one. I guess not really, though. Like I said, rap involves a lot of writing, so I'm sure Not Like Us has a lot of, good writing in it. I thought they were going to give Shabuzi this. Yeah, that one too. I mean, is that one the cover? Maybe that's why. Even though that song is, like, beloved. Even I danced to it at workout classes, so I know it well. And I had no choreo to it. That song is huge. Huge. Yeah, this category is stacked. I mean, all the big four were stacked this year. And I was kind of surprised to see a double win for record and song. Even though I feel like it's very common, I just think it's a good opportunity to reward different things, like production versus songwriting, and, like, kind of differentiate them. And then I feel like every year it's just like the same song wins both, and it's kind of like, well, what's the point of having two categories? Just have one category then. Anyway, and then finally, Album of the Year. Okay, so obviously I was, like, pulling for Brat. I was having all these emotions because Charlie performed right before the category was announced, and I was like, okay, they keep, like, teasing Charlie right before the Album of the Year category, and she's performing, and she gave this, like, medley performance that was, like, such a party, and I was just like, they have to be teeing up an Album of the Year, right? And then it did not, which Brat, well, I'll get to it. Brat got a couple of Grammys in the pre-show, and that's the big thing I'm sad about with Brat, is just that Charlie did not get a speech moment. Same for Billie, honestly. I don't know if she won in other categories, like pre-show categories. She has won a lot, but, sad not to see her up on the podium or on the stage. And for Charlie, like, it would have been nice to have a speech moment. Like, I guess the only way around that is, like, they should have televised one of the Grammys Brat did win, if they wanted a Charlie speech moment. But no. We'll probably get some after press, when they're, like, holding their Grammy and they give, like, into the mic a little speech. So we'll probably get a Charlie something there. But, big but, if Brat was going to lose to anyone, like, I'm very, very happy it was Beyonce. Like, this is so overdue, so deserved. Like, so many tweets are going to be like, this is for, Beyonce, this is for Lemonade, this is for Renaissance. And that's so true with Beyonce. She's lost to some, like, really mid albums for Album of the Year for this category. So it's, like, very much deserved. And there are other people in this category that if Brat lost to, I'd be like, I think the middle four were all ones that, like, I'd be like, okay, you know what? I don't know. I really like Hit Me Hard and Soft. I don't know. It's hard because, like, Brat is my type of music, so it's kind of like, for, like, Short and Sweet or Hit Me Hard and Soft, I'd be like, I don't know. Midwest Princess, I'd be like, okay, I see it. But if that happened, it would have to be one of those, like, Chapel would have to sweep everything, which happens sometimes, like Billy before, or like Casey Musgraves. Like, I would get it in a sweep sense. But Cowboy Carter, it's like, I get it. I don't care for Cowboy Carter, but I'm happy Beyonce won, says Alejandra. Exactly. Like, it's not for me, but Renaissance losing to the Harry Styles album still pisses me off to this day. And I truly, in my heart, I'm like, this is for Renaissance. Like, Beyonce fans of all her eras and other albums will be like, this is for all these others. And yes, like, I think Lemonade deserved as well, but for Renaissance to lose to Harry Styles, like, are you joking? So, and Cowboy Carter was also very acclaimed, very beloved. So it's not like it was just like a random low effort album they awarded either. So that's to make that clear. But I love Renaissance, and I don't know. And also, I'm a directioner. Oh, sorry. My mic. Okay. Also, I'm a directioner, was what I was going to say. So I'm criticizing Harry Styles as someone, and my obsession when I was a directioner was Harry, like, out of all the boys. So I'm not shading Harry Styles. I'm, like, literally a directioner. For anyone who doesn't know. But Renaissance losing to the As It Was album, The House, was it the Harry's House? Like, no. That was egregious. So anyway, yeah, Diaz says, I still can't get over Renaissance loss. Me neither, obviously. And she lost to, like, my favorite boy, literally. Like, I don't like his music much, but I love One Direction, and I loved him. Like, he was my idolized crush in high school, middle school, high school. And still, Renaissance, okay, I'm getting mad about it again. But anyway, so this is for Renaissance, this is for everything, and this is for Cowboy Carter, too. Big impact and disrupting country music. We love to see it. I'm so happy. Like, she's never won this category, which is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And I'm so sorry for my brat, but we did walk away with Grammys. And Charlie is a first-time Grammy winner, multiple Grammys. So, like, we're still walking away with our Grammys, even if we didn't get our little stage moment. That's the only thing we missed out on. Again, I'm looking forward to the rock album next. Yeah, I'm excited for whatever Act 3 is, because to me, country is probably my least favorite genre out of anything. And so I know whatever Act 3 is, I'm probably going to be more into than Cowboy Carter, but I'm never going to be Renaissance. Like, that's just my type of music. But yay! Beehive, stand up. Congratulations. Very well earned. And I think all the fandoms will be well, toxic stan Twitter will never be fully chill about any loss, but I think all the rational stans of all of these great artists will be understanding and happy and congratulatory, because it's overdue. And it was deserved. Excited. That's exciting. That's very exciting. And also, who's going to the tour? Who's going to Cowboy Carter tour? Because ticket prices just went up. The thankfully, I'm not going because I went to Renaissance tour. It was like the best concert ever, and I'm happy with that. I'm not into country enough to like get into the Hunger Games arena to fight for a ticket. But best of luck to everyone who is. Hoping y'all go, and I'm excited to see like the footages on Twitter and wherever else. Yay, congrats to Beyonce. Stacked category. Like, so many of these albums, I would be like, yeah, makes sense. Like, it's huge. These are huge artists, huge albums, huge impacts. I feel like in any other year, a lot of these albums would win, which is crazy. Love it. DS's Renaissance tour was the best tour of my life. Like, I'm good forever. I know, I agree. I'm so glad I went because, like, I hadn't got into a Beyonce album before, and my friends are more like, my close friends are more like intense Beyonce fans for like from their whole lives, but this album was just so good. I was like, okay, I have to go, and they were down, and it just worked out. So I'm so excited. And we saw her in Houston, which was like so special. Okay, I love it. This is for Renaissance, and for Cowboy Carter, and for Act 3. Well, actually, we don't know. Act 3 might win too. Okay, so I think next is, I was just gonna go through a couple more categories where the pop girlies won. So Espresso is a Grammy-winning song. Best pop solo performance. I think that's great choice. I guess Good Luck Babe and Birds of a Feather losing here might have been a sign that they weren't walking away with much. But also Bodyguard lost, which, Bodyguard's so good. That's my favorite song of Cowboy Carter as Bodyguard. Apple Truthers. I can't believe Apple, though. Everyone doubted us. The people that loved Apple at first when Brat came out. And then it became Grammy nominated in the end. Even though it lost, we're just happy to be here. Because that was like a deep cut. It wasn't even a single. It was just a TikTok dance. Okay, Best Dance Electronic Album. So this is the category that Brat got. I had to just include it. Even though the competition wasn't like as stacked, perhaps, I was still excited that Brat won. And this one was kind of a lock. Like, the Angels were like, okay, we're probably walking away with some Grammys because this category seems very promising. So, yay, Brat. And then the graphic is different, but Von Dutch ended up winning. This is literally just like my playlist. This category, I felt very targeted by this category. Madison Beer, Make You Mine. If you haven't heard that song, it's really fierce. Like, Madison Beer has become Madison Beer Impala lately, and she has a little bit of this, like, Tame Impala quality to some of her songs that is, like, really fierce randomly. Loved this. Billie Eilish Goes Pop. That's everything to me. Ariana, Yes and Fierce. Got Me Started by Troye Sivan. He was posting but before the awards, like, we're gonna fight it out for this one. And then Von Dutch won. So, very exciting for the Angels. We got, I think, 3 Grammys. So it was Best Dance Electronic Album, Best Dance Pop, and then Best Recording Package. Love it. Okay, now we're getting into the performances. Okay, how are we feeling? Who was your favorite performance? Oh, sorry. I'm hiding that I'm not wearing makeup. And I'm just going in order by what we saw. And we had Birds of a Feather, performed by Billy and Phineas. I mean, very cute. The whole show was dedicated to some like LA fire relief, which is so sad seeing all the fire stuff, and destruction and everything. Like, very tragic. My heart goes out to LA and all the people. Like, it's just really sad. And I watched also the Fire Aid concert, I think a couple days ago. And I don't know, we hear about it a lot because there's so many people in media there, so it's like a lot of boots on the ground accounts of everything. So really sad. And so a lot of the performances at the end were like shouting out LA or being like, we love you, LA, and things like that. So almost all the performances had something. And Birds of a Feather was chill. They had like little baby pictures in the back. It was cute. I mean, I didn't like that. Like, Billie was looking a lot more sharp on the red carpet, and then she got really casual for the performance, which is like, okay, sure. But I do love this song. Like, it's so simple, but it, like, if I listen to it too hard, I get like emotional, like, oh, thinking about friendship. It's like about friendship, and it's like a really simple song, but like, I think her vocal performance really drives home the emotion of it. And she's talked a lot in interviews about, like, she found friendship for the first time in, like, the recent year or two, and, like, has real friends for the first time. And I feel like I can feel that in the song. Really cute song. Sad I didn't walk away with anything. It was the most streamed song on Spotify, though. It literally beat Espresso, like, the last day of 2024. Like, it was, like, down to the wire. But yeah, most streamed song of 2024. Okay, next we had a Sabrina performance. She's so cute and funny. Like, she's like turning into the Susie Toot of pop music. She had like tap numbers and some of the choreography, and she had all these like comedy shticks that were very like old-timey. So very cute. I mean, she's very on brand, a master of her brand. And also, trend alert, this like revealing, like I saw like 3 or 4 performances do a tearaway in the middle, like they pull your sleeves into a reveal of a new outfit. So like that was the outfit, and then they like pulled it to the sides and it turned into this. Woo! So yeah, the mid tearaway reveal was huge at this year's Grammys. But super cute. She did Espresso, Please Please Please. I think everyone pretty much did like their nominated songs. Duh. And it was super cute. She had this house thing. She was going around. I didn't get this. She just like put on a thing. I thought it was gonna be an outfit change, but then it was just like put on a thing. Cute. Okay, that was Sabrina. I mean, it's very on brand. Very cute. Love her. She did great. And then Chappell Roan, our other Best New Artist nominee. She did Pink Pony Club, which I was like, that's not the one nominated. Why did you do Pink Pony Club? But Pink Pony Club is such a good song that I don't even care. I mean, so is Good Luck Babe. But Pink Pony Club is so good. It's so good. So she was on this giant horse, and all the dancers were like rodeo clowns. And she did the choreography. She did the arm thing. She did like this thing, West Hollywood, that part. Very cool. I mean, Chappell Roan brings it, obviously, in the performances, in the vocals, in the makeup. Her makeup was so fun tonight. I love the drag makeup. It's so good. And she has like the blocked brow, and so good. Loved her. But yeah, I was surprised she didn't do more medley style and throw in Good Luck Babe, since that song is very nominated. But Pink Pony Club is such an anthem. Like, I love that song. Also, make so many of these songs. That song can also make me emotional if I let it. Obviously, it's so emotional. So, loved the Chapel Roan performance. Okay, next. So, if you're watching the broadcast, we got a teaser for Megan 2. And it was so funny because it was set to Feminine Phenomenon. And Megan was dancing to it. Her iconic dance. She brought back the choreo. And it was kind of fierce. And I was like, low-key, I want to go see it in theaters. I did see the first one, but on streaming. But this time I'm like, I think I need to go to theaters for this one. Because they're probably going to up the camp. I guess I'll wait to see the reviews. But it was just so funny. And Feminine Phenomenon, geniuses. Okay, and then we had this like performance of like all the other Best New Artists. Just like they were just going in a row. So here's another guy. Basically, oh my god, he's like the boy version of the Sabrina look because he went from a tuxedo to a baby blue with the same kind of tearaway. Wait, what the heck? What? Like, hello? Bitch stole her look. What the heck? Yeah, so Benson Boone cannot wear a shirt to save his life, cannot not do a flip to save his life. I appreciate the flipping, like that takes a lot of talent. I'm not obsessed with this song. Like it's a nice song, but it just feels so Christian to me, like Christian music, and that's not necessarily my jam. I mean, it's because the song mentions God a lot. I don't know if he is Christian and if it is like one of these situations where he is like a Christian music artist and or if he's not at all. Like, I don't even know. But I don't love the sound of that subgenre necessarily. But I do like the flipping. And it was funny. He was like with J-Lo and Heidi Klum helped tear away his thing, his outfit. So, giving him props. And that moved into the Doechii performance, which low-key I think was my favorite performance of the night. Aside from like Charlie XCX, just for me being an angel. Like, the Doechii performance was kind of everything. I mean, I'm sure to her fans it's no surprise, but it was just fear. And this song was, I think part of it was Denial is a River, and then Catfish from what I saw. I don't know her songs very well, but I think that's what I saw online. And like one of those was like kind of like old-timey sounding music, but then with rap over it. It just felt very fresh and cool, and it was like bringing back like this vintage vibe, but with rap. It was fierce. Like, Doechii better work. She better work. And I'm so glad she walked away with an award, and a big one at that. And yeah, it was just like sort of like the choreo was insane. She was doing flips, and like they were carrying her and doing splits in the air, and she was flipping too, like with people like flipping, like the dancers were flipping her. It was just intricate. And she also did a tearaway. So this is the third tearaway from the suit to the underwear. Also trend alert underwear just as clothing. Because then later Charlie did it too. And Willow had that on the red carpet as well. So yeah, trend alert. She's doing both the trend alerts. The tearaway suit and the underwear set. For performing. It was so fierce though. Like, this performance was like my favorite. And that's random because like I'm not like a stan of this artist, of Doechii. Good for her. And then it went into this guy, which this song I'm not into. Teddy Swims. Lose Control. I've heard the song on the radio. And I don't listen to the Top 40 radio that often, but even then I've heard it. Probably like at the store and, everywhere. I'm not familiar with this man. Sorry to this man. Never heard of him. When he was on the red carpet, I was like, who is this guy? I had to look it up. Anyway, he just sang the song. It's called Lose Control. It's very ballady. And then Shabuzi came out. He did the bar song, Getting Tipsy. I mean, as much as I want to hate that song, it's so universal. It's like, can't help but to bob to it a little bit. And then Ray was also nominated. I've only heard of her before. I don't know her music. She seems cool. She's British. And she also did kind of a ballad. She had a very pretty voice. So yeah, that was like the best new artist medley. It was kind of long. It was a lot of back to back to back. And a lot of talent, for sure, displayed. So I had fun with that medley. Oh no, next, I don't know. Oh, okay. Yeah, cool. My slides are a little finicky. Okay. So Bruno Mars and Lady Gaga came out to do a fire relief. It was like after a long fire relief segment. Ken says you'll like Escapism by Ray. I'm gonna look it up. Oh my god, I'm gonna put the chat up here. I didn't realize it wasn't there. I can't see anything. Here. Y'all can see some chats. Sorry about that. Okay. This was a song they did California Dreamin', I think. And yeah, I mean Gaga's very activist. It made sense. I had heard they were gonna do Earth Song by Michael Jackson, but they didn't, so maybe that was a decoy. But I was just happy to see my girl. Y'all don't I was screaming. I was screaming so much. And I've been screaming a lot about all the Gaga stuff. Right now is kind of a rare time for Little Monsters where we are getting fed. And a lot of times we're jealous, or let me speak for me. I'm jealous of other fandoms that get fed a lot and very frequently. Swifties, mostly. And now we're getting a new album in a month. In this Grammy, she was a lot more present than I expected. Even though pop duo or best pop duo, it could have gone to anybody and I wouldn't be mad. It was just a surprise, a fun surprise that she won, and Bruno. But yeah, they had this tribute performance. I don't know about Bruno. I think he must have been, but Lady Gaga was at the Fire Aid concert, did some ballads there. So yeah, I'm just excited for all the things to come as a little monster. Let's see. This was just that. I couldn't help myself including in the PowerPoint so many Gaga pictures. So embarrassing. Okay, let's talk about this, because what happened? Okay, so this was a big surprise, I guess. So The Weeknd boycotted the Grammys in 2021. Around that, whenever Blinding Lights should have been nominated and After Hours should have been nominated, he boycotted the Grammys. And honestly, that year I lost a lot of faith in the Grammys because I don't even like The Weeknd like that at all. I mean, a little bit, sure. But Blinding Lights was so good. And the Grammys was just no, not at all. I was so confused. And so I understood. But it was kind of weird, So anyway, the CEO of the Grammys came out and he was like, you know what, a few years ago, The Weeknd boycotted us because he felt things like it was just a scam and favoritism and, accused the Grammys of a lot. And then, he was like, but since then we've made a change. Honestly, it reminded me, if anyone's watching Severance, it reminded me of like kind of the claymation video where the company's like, the Grammys are listening. We implemented all these changes. I'm sure, it's maybe more genuine than that, but Severance is very top of mind right now, and it was just like, it felt like corporate-y, like, we have improved everything. But then he was like, and now he's returned, and The Weeknd's here, and so he performed. And so it was like, oh, so it was like, he's back, and he's no longer boycotting, so he's like endorsing the Grammys again. It was random. So Tuka, this is when I knew Beyonce would win Album of the Year, because this let me know they were trying to right their wrongs. That's smart. Yeah, that's a good point. I get scared to even hope for Beyonce. I'm like, oh my God, we've been burned so many times. So I was just like, yeah, maybe, but historically it's not looking good. But yeah, so yeah, maybe the Grammys told The Weeknd like, hey, Beyonce's winning, so you can come back now. But he came back, so that's interesting. I wonder if in like 4 years they're gonna be like making amends to Ariana. Because now she's the one boycotting low key. I mean, obviously not vocally like The Weeknd, but and also she wasn't like snubbed. Like the way like this year The Weeknd got nothing. Like it was like he didn't exist when he had one of the biggest albums and some of the biggest songs of 2020. It was so weird. So Ariana wasn't snubbed to that level, so she wasn't like vocally boycotting to that level. But still, I wonder if like 4 years we're gonna see Ariana come back like, it's water under the bridge now. Let's move on. So yeah, that was random, and I'm annoyed because it's like Blinding Lights was so good and that album, and I feel like the current Weeknd music isn't hitting as hard for me necessarily. So we missed out on performances back then of like that era of The Weeknd is what I'm trying to say. Anyway, that was a moment. Okay, I'll try to calm down on the Little Monster stuff, but like then we got so I had heard the murmurings I'm in the fandoms, and Little Monsters were saying, okay, Abracadabra's coming out tonight, maybe music videos coming out tonight, the single will be out. So in my head I was like, okay, is it gonna be like at midnight, at 11, like typical song drops? Is it gonna be like on the Grammy stage at the end of her performing, she's like, hey, new single out? I don't know. I was like, what does that mean? And then I started hearing rumblings that, okay, it's going to be during the commercials. The single's going to drop during the commercials and the video. And I was like, okay, it's going to be like a snippet of a video. But then we get the whole single, the whole video. And it's tragic. I haven't had a moment because I just rushed to stream. I haven't had a moment to even rewatch it and re-listen to it, but I was gagging, I was screaming, I was like losing my shit because we are so back with Gaga. Like this song, like it was pure dance pop, and it was like the visuals were giving like Born This Way, Fame Monster era, like dark, like Alejandro, like Judas, a lot of Alejandro, like it felt very similar. And we have a new choreographer, and it showed. The Monsters have been begging for a new choreographer because her problematic old one was stale and also like treated dancers bad and stuff, allegedly. And so the little monsters were like, please, Gaga, just get rid of this choreographer. And she got a new one who's so fierce, and she's a woman. She has done like really exciting stuff, and the choreo in the video was so good. And I was dying at the fashion, and it was just like everything. And I'm so excited for Mayhem. I've pre-ordered my CD, my vinyl, my t-shirt, everything. And now I'm so glad I did, because the single ate. I was so excited. Dia, I was so delulu thinking she was going to show up. Ariana, you mean, I swear, one of the red carpet correspondents was like, and next, we have Ariana Grande, and so-and-so and so-and-so. And I was like, no, we don't. I don't think that's true. And then they never mentioned her again. I was like, why was that on the prompter? Like, she's not there, girl. But I was like, for a second, I was like, is she coming? Sad. All her friends were there. Everybody. But yeah, so I was living Little Monster. Like, people were texting me because they know I'm like dying about Abracadabra. New single, new music video. It was everything to me, obviously. I'll shut up about Gaga. It wasn't even her night. Like, she did win something, which was a surprise, but like, it wasn't even her big night, really. But she's my queen. Like, she's my phone background. She's everything. She's everything to me. And that was just a fun surprise. We got the whole single, the whole video. And I had not heard any leaks. Like, I think there are leaks out there, but I try not to listen to those. So, it was genuine surprise. Fierce. Sponsored by MasterCard. And then she posted this, like, it's out in 15 minutes. So it's out now, and I'm gonna, after stream, go listen to it again and again. Okay, next we had more performances. Cynthia Erivo, she did, well, there was like this long tribute to Quincy Jones, who passed away and was super iconic in music, obviously. So it was fun to have Cynthia there. Sad her platonic life partner couldn't be there, Miss Ariana. But she was fierce, and she did Fly Me to the Moon, Frank Sinatra song, and she killed it, obviously. She had her little jazz moment. I loved it. And I couldn't find pictures of some of the other performers of this performance, but Janelle Monáe did a whole, like, tribute to Michael Jackson, and she was dancing, like, I didn't know she could. I mean, actually I could, because I saw her at her last tour when she came here, and she had, like, a moment, a Michael Jackson moment. So she's very inspired, honestly, by Michael Jackson. So it was just cool to have Janelle Monáe be that kind of representative. And she's fierce, and I love her. So I couldn't find a picture of that, though. The pop accounts weren't posting that. But it was all kind of a medley of huge Quincy Jones songs, which I didn't know he went that far back. Call me ignorant. I didn't realize, like, I associate him so much with Michael Jackson that I didn't realize he went like as far back as, like, Frank Sinatra and stuff. That's kind of crazy. But yeah, I'm not very, like, keeping up with history as much as I should. Okay, then we had the Queen, Shakira. This was fierce, and she did one of, like, her classics and then mixed it up with the new one, but then it was kind of like church choir, how it started. The one about, I don't remember the name of the song, because it's like Studio Sessions 54 or some shit like that. Like, it doesn't have a fucking name, and I always hate that song does not have a proper name, because I love the song. It's a bop, and there's a lot of parts of it that could make a good title. But anyway, she's so, like, I can't believe how old she is and how she moves better than I ever have in my whole life. Like, she was belly dancing harder than I've ever seen her belly dance. I feel like it was so fierce. Like, Cameron was thirsting after her the whole performance. So was I. Everybody. Like, always. She's fierce. And I love the new song too. Let me know if there's any standout tracks on the album. I should just listen to the whole thing. But I kind of missed it when it dropped. Like, I feel like I listened to the single so long and then forgot there's an album, and then it just came and went. But anyway, she did the single that I knew, and it was cool. I love her. Shakira forever. She's she's just eating the girlies up. I can't. I love her. Okay, and then we had our final performance, and I have skipped some performances here and there. Sorry. I try to get everybody, but I'm mostly focusing on kind of the big production ones. And we ended with Charlie. And she had the trend alert of the bra and panty as well. She brought out Gabriette. She brought out Alex Consani. And she brought out Julia Fox. But she didn't. Okay, this was so bizarro that she started with Von Dutch, and she kind of had a similar production to it, like she does on her tour, where the camera's following her and it's going around. She's like kind of fighting with it. Also, like the music video, and then she transitioned from that into Guess, the other nominated song, but Billie was just like in the audience, like, yeah, Guess. I'm like, girl, get your butt to work and get on that stage. Like, what are you... like, is it so hard to just go bob and be like, guess, guess, guess? It was just so funny. Billie was just like there in the audience when it's like her song, and Charlie sings the verse from the Billie version. So, like, what? It was just funny. Like, I'm sure Billie was just like, I got paid for one performance. I got it over with at the beginning. But, like, it was just funny that they would cut to Billie in the audience and she'd be like, guess, woo, guess. Like, girl, get to work. Nobody wants to work these days. Okay. So those were the performances. Sorry, I slapped my leg was loud. I'm so glad, though, like, Brat got its moment, and it was big. And I feel like there was a little bit of... I guess not. I guess it's all Guess. I thought I heard a little bit of 365, but it probably was just, like, that Guess outro. And it was, like, a rave on stage. So fun. Love my girl, my vice president, Charlie XCX. And congrats on Grammys. Everyone congratulate the Angels and all the other fandoms. But so many good nominees this year. It's not fair. Other years are so dry, I feel like. And this year was eating. And I don't know. Like, so many of these pieces would have won in other years. And that's annoying. And I hope next year is good too. Okay, so next let's talk about the fashion. And I'll try to make it quick. I'm not like a fashion expert or anything. But just, and also everyone had like different fashion once they got inside. And I was like, y'all, I can't keep up with y'all changing on me constantly. Some people had like 3 outfits, 4 outfits because they performed too. So I'm just doing their red carpet entrance looks. And starting with Miss Chapel Brown. This was so fierce. I think it really embodies her brand. I think it's like the high fashion version of her brand, of like her album cover, a little Marie Antoinette. She has like the powder face, the drag makeup. It's so fierce. They said it was Gautier Couture that she's wearing. And it kind of reminded me of the Gaga Alexander McQueen moment that's very famous. That's like, she had like the thing and the red. I feel like it was either a Grammys or like an AMAs. And I've seen the dress in Vegas too. It's a very iconic McQueen. I should have put it in here. But this feels kind of like the baby of that look. Just because that has similar like paintings on it and like color scheme. But yeah, I think this was great. And honestly, I think a lot of the big four main pop girls did a really good job, like just embodying their album and their brand, but elevating it to fashion for the red carpet. And I was very excited for this red carpet because I just feel like the Grammys are a lot more exciting than like the Oscars and the acting award shows, because musicians are a little more edgy. And so many of these artists have like very interesting brands and creativity, so I was very excited. And Chapel was like the first to arrive too. I was like, okay, early bird. Love her. Good for her. Okay, next is a boot. I'm so sorry to like, when I saw this, I was like, girl, did you just go to the Black Friday sale at Zara or something? I mean, the skirt I'm sure is worth like, thousands of dollars or something, and it's fashion, but just a white tank top, like, huh? And I was watching the red carpet, like pre-show coverage and stuff, and I feel like they have to be nice to everybody these days, and I sorely miss Joan Rivers. Or just anyone, even Christian Siriano. I don't know where he went, because he wasn't there at the pre-show. Normally he is, being shady and stuff. And even, like, in the past few years with him, I feel like the other host people get, like, all, like, oh my God, Christian, how could you say that? Because he's, like, vaguely shady. But we need some shade. Bring shade back to the red carpets. Because this needed some shade, and the commentators were just like, I love it. It's so, Americana. I'm living for it. I'm like, are you living for it, though? It's a tank top. It's a tank top. But I love her. She's adorbs and seems nice. That's how I'm going to end it whenever I don't like one of their fashion. And the skirt, I bet, could have looked really good with, like, something different. I don't know, like, the top just, like, makes the skirt look less expensive. Okay, Billie Eilish. Oh, okay. This is also kind of a boot. She's wearing Prada. And Casey was wearing a Ralph Lauren tank top. If that changes your opinion, it did not for me. Okay, yeah, Billie's wearing Prada. I can't tell if like the pants are navy and the top is black. I don't know. I have a love-hate relationship with it. I like that it's not just like her borderline cultural appropriating. I feel like lately it's on that line. And she's dressing very like inspired by rappers and stuff, and I'm just like, it feels a little like cosplaying. I'm sorry, I don't know if that's problematic to say, but whatever. And this feels more like, okay, I'm trying to be fashion and like more black tie for her. But then it was just very sailory and like, what is this? And I don't see like her brand that much in it. I don't know. It was random. And then she changed out of it anyway and went back to her like casual t-shirt. And I was like, girl, I thought we were doing fashion. I don't know. I'm kind of like in between on that one. I'd love to hear y'all's thoughts. Okay, Miss Sabrina. Miss Sabrina 8. This is another one like Chapel. I feel like she took her brand and then made it red carpet, made it fashion. It's very old Hollywood, a little Marilyn Monroe-ish, very her vibe, but like make it a gown. Like so much of the time we see her in short dresses, And this was like the gown version. And it was just very beautiful. The back had this, I don't know if you can tell, but it had like the necklace going dangling down the back. Very demure, but sexy. Very cute, very cute. And I feel like this blue color has been one of her staples for the era. Blue is like her whole color scheme. Goes good with her blonde. Very cute. I think she did great, and this is like what I like, better than I could have expected. Good for her. Okay, this was that guy, Teddy Swims. This is the picture that I was like, who is this? But I mean, I appreciate the choices. It's fine. I mean, it's more exciting. I like when a man does something not boring, at least. That's that. Is it great? I don't know. I mean, whatever. It's fun. Okay, Gracie Abrams. I feel like a fashion expert because even before they said this, I was like, this feels like Chanel. Only the most obvious, like, Chanel look ever. But I was like, what? And the commentators again were like gagging over it, and I was like, why is it so bridal? Am I crazy for thinking it's like weird that it's bridal AF? Like, it's cute, and it'd be a really cute wedding gown. But what? Like, the veil, you just can't like undo, like, white veil means wedding. It means bride. I don't care how fashiony and how designer it is. It's giving bride, and I don't get that. And honestly, later Charlie wore like a black version of this kind of veil with a different vibe for the dress, like a torn up kind of black thing. And I was like, oh, see, in black it doesn't read bridal anymore. But just in white, I'm like, it's just bridal. Whatever. She's very beautiful though. Okay, this is Clairo. I don't know. One of these indie girlies. I liked this one. I thought it was very cute. Kind of like Twee, but make it fashion. Are we gonna go back to that indie era? We'll see. But I liked it. Preppy, polka dot, but gowny. I don't know this lady very well, but I thought the dress was cute. Okay, this is honestly, I'm kind of living for this. Also, okay, starting on the right, Willow Smith, her face card, lethal, like absolutely lethal. She's so beautiful. It's insane. And she was wearing like a bra and panty. You can't see it here. A bra and panty. So I was saying that's like the trend. With a long blazer over it. So fierce. And then Jaden Smith wearing like a house on his head. I mean, it's kind of giving like the finale of Drag Race when they all come in like crazy looks on the pink carpet. But I'm kind of living. I mean, it's camp. And men always have the most boring looks. So like, he really outdid it. Outdid the camp. Especially for the men. And he's like known for kind of like fashion and risky choice. Like he wore a skirt, but it was back when like men didn't really wear skirts a lot. I don't know, whatever. But he takes like fashion risk, and it's really funny. Like every time he would just be in the background, it'd be hilarious. But I love that. Like I love it. It's so funny. Okay, Benson Boone. I mean, the man cannot button up his shirt, which is fine. Good for him. It's kind of plain, but it's the kind of suit he's like always wearing, and the cut he's always wearing. Troye Sivan. It's almost like the Ashley. It has the energy. Maybe it's just the pose. The Ashley Tisdale, like little scarf with like a denim skirt over pants, or no, a skirt over denim pants. It has that energy, even though it's more cute, I guess. I mean, I like it. I like it fine. I can't even see. I like the colors, the purple vibe. I like that it's not boring for the men. I forgot what he said it was. I was watching their interviews, trying to remember, like, who's wearing who. But I don't remember what he said. But he's cute. I love Troy, and he had such a good attitude on the red carpet. Just like, he said he was living every gay man's dream because he was nominated in the Best Dance Pop and with all, like, the main pop girl faves, you know. Love that. Okay, Kali Uchis, who Girly was snubbed and she did not boycott. I don't know if she was nominated in any categories, and I kept thinking Orquídeas came out like in 2023 because I discovered Orquídeas late and I actually really ended up loving that album. And then, like, I discovered it probably, like, in the summer of 2024. And I was like, oh, my God, nobody told me about this album. It's, like, a year old or something. And then I'm pretty sure it came out in 2024, just earlier in the year. And so it should have been in the cycle of Grammys. So I don't know. I guess they weren't into it, but I was into it. I thought it was a really cute album. The look... it's fine. When she was in Motion, she had like a turtleneck going up with rhinestones and stuff. It was kind of a little much, but no, it's cute. I mean, leopard. Can't go wrong with leopard. Ah, Doechii. Oh my God. It's kind of cool because her red carpet look really tied in to the performance where they were all dressed kind of like in business type outfits, and she has these like these hip thingies that are very dramatic and make it like such a like sharp silhouette. She's so fierce and gorgeous, and yeah, I feel like I love this. I love this look, and there was like a guy that works with her that was on the host panel where they're like speculating about everybody and stuff, and he was like, the hint for her look is that she means business. And then when I saw her, I was like, she means business. He was right. I see what he means now. It's so funny, like in the pre-show they have to like fluff so much, and they're always like, can you give us a hint about what they're gonna wear? It's always so vague. I'm like, it's not that deep, like, who cares? But it is. I care. Okay, Charlie XCX. This was her first look of the night. I don't think I have the others, to be honest. And the hint that one of the hosts gave was underwater for this, and I was like, I don't know about that. When I saw it, I was like, I thought it would be more overt that it was underwater. I was thinking of the hint. I kept the hints in my head, and I was like, I don't know about this one. Anyway, they did say like part of the inspo was shipwrecked, and I mean I think it's great. Similar to Chapel and Sabrina, like it feels very Brat era, but red carpet version. Like she's worn this type of color and like the distressed type of thing and the silhouette and the boot a lot through this whole era. So it's very consistent but elevated. I don't like the exposed toes necessarily, especially because she didn't have like a cool color painted on the nails. Like I would have liked like a black toenail moment or something, just for something. It just felt like a lot of toes, leading with the toes, and I wasn't that into that. And she's had so many like iconic pointy boots this era that I was like, we could have just gone with the iconic standard pointy boot. But maybe it's fashion and I don't get it. But I mean, of course, I think it was consistent. One of the red carpet people, some of them, I was like, y'all get it together. She was like, I thought she would wear lime green for Brat. And I was like, in this era, she does not wear lime green. Like, they were just like so shocked by the color palette. And I'm like, this is literally the color palette of everything she's worn this whole era. So it's like, it's dusty, it's like post-apocalyptic, distressed. Like, it's very muted tones, very much grays and browns and neutrals and black. So I was like, do your research, red carpet pre-show writers on E. But I'm just being a bitchy angel, I guess. Okay, Olivia Rodrigo. I was happy to see her. I forget about her this year because she did not have an album released in 2024. She did have a big moment, like she was touring Guts like most of the year. And then she did the song for Hunger Games, Can't Catch Me Now, which, did it win? Does anyone know if Can't Catch Me Now won? Because it deserved, but I feel like I didn't see that. It was nominated though, and it was fierce. It was at the end of the Ballads of Songbirds and Snakes Hunger Games movie. And I was also surprised by that because that came out late 2023, but makes sense. It's like right after the cutoff, I guess, or before, whatever. It was around when the Grammy cycle started, and it was cool. And this moment, fierce. I mean, she looks great. I mean, yeah, like very chic, very sleek, showing off her body. I love it. I mean, honestly, it's giving a tiny bit Reputation. I know the fandoms are beefing, or are they still? I don't know. But honestly, I would expect this kind of look more from Taylor right now to tease Reputation, but she totally did not even go close to that. So we'll get to that. But yeah, very chic. I forgot what the designer was as well for this. Yves Saint Laurent, maybe? I feel like she works with them a lot. I'm just saying. Oh, Madison Beer. She had this big, like, over thing, like a cape thing, and I'm annoyed it's not in these pictures. Like, I couldn't find high quality photos, but she had like a thing with like huge sleeves that really made the look more interesting. This is kind of basic, and also like I'm scared I'm gonna get demonetized because it looks like she's very naked, even though I think it's just flesh colored undergarments. But it's fine. It's cute. I'm glad she was there. Like, Make You Mine is such a bop. Honestly, I'm so glad it's Grammy nominated. Like, that's vindication right there. Okay, Cardi B. It's annoying. The high quality photo doesn't show the bottom, which had a lot of like this. The gown goes all the way down and has a train, and it's like all feathers from the knee down. So it's kind of more exciting at the bottom. I mean, I think it's fine. It's not really. She's not like. She's more of a presenter. Though I think she did get nominated for a song. And she mentioned her sophomore album is wrapped up and it's ready to go, it sounds like. So, new Cardi soon, maybe? But yeah, it's kind of Tiger inspired. I think they said it's Roberto Cavalli. I think it suits her. It was a good choice. Okay, Miley. Her haircut was wild, or wig, or whatever this is. It was so cool. She won with Beyonce for the best country duo for Two Most Wanted. So that's exciting. Another Grammy for Miss Miley. And she presented, I think, Record of the Year. Yeah, because Flowers won last year. So she presented, and she was so fun. She was singing to flowers when she was walking up, and she was saying, I'm just going to say Beyonce no matter who's on the card. And she's fierce. I mean, I don't know. Miley is so lovable, and this outfit suits her great. I feel like when she's in her rock bag, Miley's at her best. Like, and this kind of gives a little more rocker. It's with leather. I don't know. It's just cute. Sorry, we can't see much of the dress here, but it's cute. And the hairstyle is a little Hannah Montana, and we love to see it. Okay, Taylor. The the quote from the commentators was, I think it was Wells, honestly, from the Traders. If y'all are watching the Traders, Wells was on the commentators on the red carpet. That's how dire the red carpet hosting situation has gotten. Like, where's Laverne Cox? Where was she this year? Anyway, Wells was like, oh, she's wearing red, of course, because the Chiefs are in the Super Bowl next week, and she has to support her man. And I was like, oh, what? That's why she's wearing red? That's so silly. I don't know if it's because of the Chiefs. I mean, sure. They are in the Super Bowl, I guess. But she also has a whole album called Red. Maybe she's just homaging that for no reason. No, but I think she looks great. I think it's a little simple for Taylor. I don't know. It was just kind of like, oh my God, I saw a tweet that was like, this Corey King ass fit. If y'all are watching Drag Race, you get it. But it's a queen that like always wears kind of a simple dress on the runway. It's kind of simple. It had like a, I don't know if it's a rosary or something like hanging off the thigh, which was cute. I think it's very cute and polished. It just felt simple for Taylor, especially like, I feel like she's been doing more bigger looks. Like, I pictured the one last year that's very white and black, which I guess was kind of like to tease Tortured Poets. And I think of like the tartan one, the yellow plaid one with like the thing. She was doing a lot of like the thigh high with the belted like skirt and then corset a lot, and so this kind of changed it up, which I think she looks really good, but it was just kind of random. And also like, I feel like the Swifties for over a year, I don't know how long at this point, have been like reputation, and it's just not coming. So I don't know when that's coming. Kuga Ken, I kind of wish the dress was longer. I assume that's, yeah, about Taylor. Yeah, I guess the length is what really makes it feel more casual and simple and not like red carpety. Just because Grammys are so, it's music's biggest night, they call it. I expect the gowns. Like, honestly, this is kind of like what Sabrina wears on a random Tuesday. But I think she looks really good, so it's like hard. It just feels random, I guess, for the Grammys. But yeah, maybe she's supporting her man. That's all it is. Okay, Cynthia. I loved her look. I've been loving her fashion. I mean, I love that she's bringing cool nails into the mainstream and making it super trendy. Like, she's the queen of nails, and I'm glad someone's doing the work out there, because I'm a nail girly and I love it. And yeah, it's very chic, very edgy, kind of like a spacey thing. And she was gonna sing Fly Me to the Moon, so she was like, my outfit is a hint about my performance. Because she's like, it's spacey, and she did Fly Me to the Moon, so it was just cute. I love that she was there. Sad her bestie couldn't make it, but I'm glad she was there. I wish we had like who cares if, you know, Wicked songs can't get nominated? Just like let her sing Defying Gravity. We all want to hear it. Like, just do it. Okay. This is such a bad photo. of Jack Antonoff. Very basic. It was just funny to me that Margaret Qualley was there and like right front and center at Taylor's table. I mean, they're married, obviously, that's why. But it was just fun to see her, and I love the substance, so I had to add them. I mean, I don't know if I love the dress. It's giving a little, like, it just feels like it's very, for a flower girl at a wedding or something, like, very, the cut is very child dress. But Margaret is a very quirky person, so it's not surprising. And Jack is very basic. I mean, you know, men are gonna mend. This is not the best picture of him, but okay, Victoria Monet. I love her. I love her aura. I like her energy. She's always so sweet in the interviews. I don't know her music very much, but I know she's been around forever. She won Best New Artist last Grammys, even though, like many Best New Artists, she's not new. But she had like her solo album and stuff. I don't know about this look. So much of the time, I felt like it was giving like IUD, just with the T. And it is a mint color, but it read as white most of the time. Like, only because she said, oh, I'm wearing mint because I want spring to come or something. And when she says that, I see it, but when I just look at it, it was reading as white. And I was like, IUD? IUD? My brain was IUD. But she's gorgeous. 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 Of course. Gaga. Gaga gave us so many looks tonight. I was living. And she's fully in the Mayhem era. Dark Gaga. She's wearing this severe haircut thing. Which Miley was wearing a similar... They were saying it was a trend alert on the red carpet to do this stair step haircut with the, like, bang and then a thing and then long. But I was living. When Gaga showed up, I mean, obviously, I'm dying for Gaga. Paws were way up. Just another photo for good measure. The bleach brows. I'm obsessed with this era. I cannot wait. Like, y'all gotta check on me on March 7th because I'm gonna be deceased from the sleigh that Mayhem is about to be. I'll probably live stream, honestly, that night or something because I just have to, like, be somewhere or, like, yeah. Anyway, love her. And then Beyonce, oh my god, I couldn't get... I was, like, trying to find... When she showed up, finally, I was, like, trying to get a picture of her that looked good of the outfit. And all I could find was this freaking picture where she's, like, surprised she won Best Country Album. But eventually, way later, she posted this, I guess, or someone posted this, and it's a lot better of a photo. Again... another album of the year artist who really embodies the brand, the Cowboy Carter thing, but elevates it to high fashion, to red carpet. Very beautiful. I mean, it suits Cowboy Carter to a T. She looks good. I mean, she looks very similar to last year, I guess, because she was already teasing Cowboy Carter at last year's Grammys with the big hat. I just feel like her hairstyle has been the same for a little while now. And maybe it's like a act 1, 2, and 3 kind of thing, like a consistency thing. But yeah, like, she looks fierce. Fierce, fierce, fierce. And really embodies the brand. Is that everybody? I think that's everybody. Wow, we did it. What a good Grammys. Like, it's so late. And I don't even care. Because it was so exciting. So much happened. I love my pop girlies. It's just been such a year for us. And I was screaming, I was fangirling. Like, this was my Super Bowl. And yeah, I'm congratulations to everybody nominated on all the fandoms that were excited. And even if some artists didn't walk away with something, like, it is what award shows or whatever, they don't matter. I mean, you know, whatever. They do. They're fun. But it's, you know, it just kind of chips fall where they may, and it's weird and something, I don't know, whatever. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I'm delirious and tired. But thanks so much for being here live and chatting it up. And if you're watching in the future too on VOD, I just had made my trying to say something nice about every main pop girl video at the end of last year, and like that video made me realize I was so excited for the Grammys, honestly, for the first time probably ever, just because like there were so many girls and pop music being celebrated that I was just excited to be part of it, and to discuss with y'all. So yeah, let me know in the comments what were your favorite performances or moments or looks, or who you're a fan of, if they won, if they lost. We'll be okay. And I don't know, there was a lot of stiff competition, so it was kind of anyone's game. And I don't really know how the politics of it work, but it is what it is. And please subscribe to my channel. I'm almost at, I guess, 3,600 subscribers, so I'm getting close. Who's excited for the Oscars? That race is so messy. It's so messy. Like, the Grammys were just like, woohoo, whoever wins, wins. Like, whatever. But the Oscars, that's a whole other circus. It's been funny to watch, I guess. But I don't watch as many movies, so I just watch the Oscars for the looks and the moments, not anything else. But yeah, anyway, let me know your favorite Grammys moments. What are your album of the year? It's more that, you know, just regarding the Grammys, I guess. What are your album of the year and artist of the year, song of the year, that kind of thing, even if they weren't nominated at all. I'm still curious to hear about. So, yeah, I hope y'all have a good night and a good Monday tomorrow. And you can follow me, Emma Zelenius, for updates. Let's see if I can get it up. Hell yeah. There it is. But yeah, I'm just excited. I mean, I'm on cloud 9 as a little monster right now. So, and an angel. We did it. We did it. Sad there was no Spring Breakers performance. Last thing I'll say. No Spring Breakers? It was too dangerous. Like, we can't be threatening terrorism at the Grammys. I understand. But it would have been fierce. And I was half expecting it. Because in her little thingy, she said, oh, I'm doing a song that's not appropriate. And I was like, it's Spring Breakers. It's not appropriate. But no, it's okay. Maybe someday we'll get a little performance. But yeah, hope y'all have a good night. And I will catch you in the next one. Let me find the ending. Bye.